Another day, another chapter in the Ray Fisher saga. Or perhaps a better way to phrase it is Ray Fisher versus Warner Brothers saga, right? Because he has been waging a battle with multiple people at Warner Brothers for since June or July, right? I think June. And his latest target is Walter Hamada, the chair or the DC Films chief. Well, Ray Fisher talked about Walter Hamada the first time last year. He said that Walter Hamada was talking to him and offered to, I guess, sacrifice Joss Whedon, so to speak, instead of, throwing Jeff Johns under the bus or something like that. And that started, all of these. That was prompted, I think, the first in a series of hit pieces from outlets that were sympathetic to Warner Brothers to make Ray Fisher look bad. And, it was just another chapter in the back and forth. But on December 30th, Ray Fisher dragged Walter Hamada again, or called him out from his Twitter account with this tweet. Walter Hamada is the most dangerous kind of enabler. His lies and WBPR's failed September 4th hit piece sought to undermine the very real issues of the Justice League investigation. I will not participate in any production associated with him. Accountability is greater than entertainment. And he is attached with this an article, a New York Times profile of Walter Hamada, where Hamada talked about his plans for the future of the DC universe in the movies and on HBO Max. And in that same article, there was an incendiary quote to a lot of people, not from Hamada himself, but from anonymous executives, saying that the Snyderverse was a cul-de-sac. Basically, they felt it didn't lead anywhere and indicated they aren't going to continue with it. And then, yesterday we saw chatter from different sources online regarding Ray Fisher's status as Cyborg, and none of the things we're hearing were good. According to Grace Randolph, notorious scooper Grace Randolph. I like Grace Randolph, but she's controversial to a lot of people. I have respect for her. She's saying she's hearing that Warner Brothers is looking to recast Fisher's Cyborg in the Flashpoint movie. But Mark Hughes of Forbes is saying he looked into it, and no, Ray Fisher is not being recast. He's not going to be in the Flash movie, but he's not going to be recast. They're just, I guess, not going to use him. They were going to originally. They were supposed to. We heard put him in the Flash movie. First, he was supposed to be a supporting character. Then it kept getting downgraded. Then it was a cameo, and now it appears he's not going to be in it at all. So it does look like Walter Hamada and Warner Brothers, if they're downgrading Ray Fisher's role, they are, starting to take some steps to, I guess, punish him for talking about them online. But Ray Fisher has said that, he's not going to do anything associated with Walter Hamada, right? He basically, in that December 30th tweet, he threw down the gauntlet and kind of drew a line on the sand in that tweet, saying, it sounds to me like what he's saying with that tweet is Hamada or me. Like, if Hamada stays, I'm not coming back as Cyborg. And, we got word yesterday, a press release or an article come out saying that Walter Hamada's contract as DC Films president has been extended through 2023. And it appears, that they're calling Ray Fisher's bluff. Walter Hamada is saying, he's not going anywhere. So the conclusion is, I guess that means the last time we'll see Ray Fisher as Cyborg is going to be in the Snyder Cut. Now, does that mean that they will work on recasting Ray Fisher, or does that mean they're just going to write Cyborg off and we're just never going to hear about him again in any future DC movies if he doesn't show up in the Flash movie at all? Who knows? From what my interpretation is, Ray Fisher's just not going to appear as Cyborg after the Snyder Cut unless they can work something out. Ray Fisher has clapped back, though, as Ray Fisher always does. And here's what he said most recently in response to the news that Walter Hamada's contract as the DC Films president has been extended through 2023. It's weird how these reactionary announcements from Warner Brothers Pictures always forget to mention that Walter Hamada was working directly with Jeff Johns and Toby Emmerich on Shazam during Justice League reshoots. More soon. Accountability is greater than entertainment. # Walter knew. So, this is going to keep going. Ray Fisher's going to keep this alive. Now, as to the contents of this tweet, I don't really think, what he's implying in this tweet here is that big of a deal. That incendiary. He's saying, Walter Hamada was working with Jeff and Toby on a different movie while the Justice League reshoots were going on. But I don't know. I'm thinking, and I mean, they already did the investigation into the Justice League drama, right? And I guess they came up with nothing bad against Hamada or others, if they re-upped his contract, right? If they found something damaging regarding Hamada or really, bad misconduct, they wouldn't be, extending him, right? So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think Ray Fisher, he's continuing his play to make, Walter Hamada and others that he doesn't like or whom he feels has wronged him at Warner Brothers look bad. With the hopes of, I think riling up the Snyder Cut fan base who's behind him. So that, if they do get rid of him, it'll look bad. Like the Snyder Cut fans who support Ray Fisher will be so angry that Warner Brothers cannot get rid of him, right? Without it being really messy. And this might be the start of that process. We're going to see Ray Fisher's Cyborg apparently very prominently in the Snyder Cut later this year. And if the Snyder Cut is hugely successful, and I think it could be, at least by HBO Max standards, and if Ray Fisher's portrayal as Cyborg is well received, he'll have a lot of buzz and heat and popularity around him. So, that may be something, where it might make Warner Brothers look bad if they didn't continue with him. It's like, people love Ray Fisher's Cyborg. He did such a good job in this, hit miniseries. How can you get rid of him? I think that's kind of what Ray Fisher's play is at this point. We'll see if that works. We'll see if we do see Ray Fisher as Cyborg again after the Snyder Cut. But at this point, it does look to me like he's out. But again, this isn't over yet. So maybe, he's trying to put himself back in. I think there's a lot more going on here than what's on the surface. A lot of people in Ray Fisher's camp are hoping, Walter Hamada will get pushed out. He won't be like the DC Films head anymore. And when he's gone, that will remove an obstacle to Zack Snyder's full vision, blossoming on HBO Max more than just the Snyder Cut release, right? Because Walter Hamada is supposed to not be a fan of the Snyder Cut. I don't know if that's true, but it's the buzz online. He doesn't want the Snyderverse to continue. So I think a lot of this is tied to maybe an internal battle between, the Zack Snyder people and the non-Zack Snyder people who work at Warner Brothers and DC. And this whole Ray Fisher element is just a part of that. But, we'll see. For now, it does seem like the plan is, at least on the studio side, is for Ray Fisher's last appearance as Cyborg to be in the Snyder Cut. But, things are fluid. We'll see if that lasts. We'll see if Ray Fisher's gambit to get the Snyder fan base behind him so upset about the possibility of him being kicked out or recast, if that works. To make, Warner Brothers or Warner Media too afraid to get rid of him or recast him. What do you think? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.